Hey, I'm not meaning to single Amber out here. Her comment is more along the lines of what a lot of people's are that I've been deleting and blocking. And the reason why is because I just, I have multiple podcasts, I have multiple book clubs on all of these topics, and people want to give their opinion without listening to Indigenous voices. Now, I am straight and I am cis. So, allyship to me means something very different as an Indigenous woman than apparently white Christians. So, for folks who don't know, Christians kill Indigenous people. We have it documented. We have graves around these schools we were forced to be around. Schools is an improper term. They were prisons meant to assimilate us and to teach us our ways and our self-esteem. Everything about us was wrong. And to teach us English, basically. And or in Quebec, French. So for folks who don't understand that, this page is not for you. If you're not working on reconciliation, I delete Christians who try to be all, oh my God, I'm so Christian and I'm such a good person. No, fuck y'all. If you're not working on reconciliation, you're not, point blank, because you have a responsibility as a self-identified Christian to be working on reconciliation. Now, the bigger picture of why I wanted to have this was to educate people. I've been doing that, obviously being disregarded by white supremacy and Christian supremacy. So for folks who are actually interested in being real allies, there is work for you to do. There are 94 calls to action from the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. Tomorrow is our book club. We're doing chapter 11 of the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women, Girls, and Two-Spirit report. And in it, talks about the calls to justice, 231. And there's lots of folks that need to do a lot of work, especially on being two-spirit. So if you're white and gay, you got work to do. If you are Indigenous and you have any homophobia or transphobia in you, you have work to do. So, it's not excluding anybody. It's for everybody. It's not something that's for whites only, for Christians only. If you are a person in North America, we call it Turtle Island, there is a lot of work for you to do to learn how to be an ally to the Indigenous community. And for me as a straight cis, for me to be working on the calls to justice and education for folks to understand how their homophobia, their transphobia, and their racism continues genocide today with the existing structure of genocidal policies that were implemented at the start of North America and what you call Canada and what you call the United States. So if you truly want to be an ally to Indigenous people, these are public reports. They're open to the public. And if you want to join my book club, great. If you want to start your own book club, great. If you're Christian, maybe start a reconciliation committee and not it be white savior, we're going to save these savage natives. Have it be we're going to shut up and listen to Indigenous voices. Because unfortunately, a lot of Indigenous now identify as Christian. But that's what hate, propaganda, brainwashing, and abuse causes. So I don't respect it, but I'll work with it the best I can. And the best way I can is through education. So I have a podcast. I have book club. I encourage other folks to, make their own committees and do that work. But I don't condone Christians trying to come on an Indigenous page pretending that things are good when they aren't. Because those government policies are made by your elected officials. And if they're going to your church, you have a responsibility to encourage them to quit with this hate mongering against Indigenous people, with hating trans people, with hating drag shows. This is ridiculous. I don't know how many times I have seen abusive teachers or pastors or people who identify as Christian, and you don't hold them to the same account that you hold somebody who's just dressed as the opposite sex reading to children. It's just ridiculous. So that's that.